top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on.
What's good, Step Crew? We back with another video. Shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus. Hey, bro, when you make money, you start to have more add-ons. You feel me? You start to get nicer cars, nicer things. You know what I'm saying? Stuff inside of the house. You feel me? This is what this video is about, bro. We got my boy. Hold on, I can't even click right now. We got my boy Derrick Lively. You know what I'm saying? We got my boy Derrick Lively. If y'all don't know, he's a basketball player that plays for the Mavs. I don't know why I couldn't think for a second, but yeah. He got a nice little aquarium, bro. We gonna tour about it, bro. You know, I like looking at this, you know, things right here, right? You know what I'm saying? We definitely got, you know, different videos to react to. So this is definitely the start, man. We already reacted to homeboys getting hacked when they were scamming people and stuff like that in Pakistan. You know what I'm saying? So now we back on here, bro. Let's check it out, bro. Here's
Blaine here. In today's video, we return back out to Dallas, and today Jed and I are delivering a special delivery of not only fish, but coral as well for our customer, Derrick. If you're not familiar with what Derrick does for a living, it looks a little something like this.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give him a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
Bro, why is it not like? There we go.
That's right. In today's video, we're going to be hanging out with Dallas Mavericks player Derrick Lively, talking all about his experiences in the aquarium hobby and also the new addition of saltwater in his home. We're taking you through the journey of bringing coral from our farm here in Winter Park, Florida, all the way to Dallas, Texas, where we hand deliver it. Also, stay tuned till the end of the video where Derrick comes out, shops in the retail store, and checks out the farm. Let's dive in.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you ever plan on getting a fish, bro, do not get one in the Allentown. Do not get one in any fairs. Do not get one in, you know, amusement parks. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about, bro. Because a lot of times, bro, when you get fishes from over there and you win those fishes, man, they don't last that long, bro. They don't. I don't know what it is, bro. Not only that, bro, but I regret not putting my goldfish in salt water. I felt like it would have lived longer. I felt like it would have definitely stayed around for a little bit because, bro, I had a goldfish and it lives. Those things live for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a bummer that, you know, we had to lose a fish like that because it was a cool little fish, and then we had a cool little tank. Yeah, sadly. And then the worst part was that we flushed them down the toilet.
Good morning, Reef Keepers. It's a bright and early day this Friday. We're getting ready to head out to Dallas, Texas. It's gonna be a fun trip. We're also making a trip out to do a special delivery for a special someone. I'm really excited about this video here today as we make our way out to Dallas. We've got a bunch of corals that we're gonna be bringing out. We're bagging them up now. We've got a nice special fish that we're bringing. Let's dive in.
Let's dive in.
Oh! Ho, ho. I heard Jed say it a little bit earlier. It is very interesting to see the farm so early in the morning. We flipped all the lights on, right? We've
that looks really dope.
All the fish and startled the tanks in general, but to see all the tanks,
so it's like a farm
as they are kind of asleep is quite interesting for sure. Not seeing the hustle and bustling. Corey, the farm manager, is rolled into the farm here, but that's pretty much it. Me, Corey.
I see like pipes. Like, did they do that for the fishes to like go in? If they did that, that's actually really dope.
Jed, and it's pretty quiet here in the farm, but we're finishing up bagging up corals now, and then we're gonna make our way to cargo and drop this stuff off. Good morning, Reef Keepers. We're here in Dallas, Texas. We've made it. It was a crazy day yesterday. We dealt with quite a lot of things going on.
Well, we got the cool car.
I'm gonna try to be as pleasant as I can be, but
Oh, they got my dream car, bro. I promise you, bro, when I become successful, man, I'm either gonna get that car, I'm either gonna get the Camaro, or I really wanna get either the Camaro or the Toyota Supra, bro. Those are like my dream cars, bro. And then I definitely, cause right now I have a Honda Pilot, bro. I love that thing to death, bro. Like, people be telling me, oh yeah, you got a mom car. Well, I love it, bro. I love it. It got a nice little sunroof. You roll it down, put the windows down, you feel me? I love it, bro. I love it. I definitely plan on keeping that car. And then, you know, supercar on the side. So that's definitely what I want to do, man, when I get there, bro. We gonna get there, man.
Not seen or met me in person.
I'm bringing y'all with me.
6'3", 6'4" almost, and I am covered in bags, things, stuff, and we're in.
And it's a convertible too. That's tough.
It's tiny. It's so tiny.
Hopefully everything's okay. It's been a trip so far. We've been here an hour.
My back is itchy.
Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the hotel. Everything is okay. The box did get a little busted. There was some water, but we just checked everything. It looks like everything is okay, so that is great news.
The box was a little wet, so we rushed back to the hotel. Everything's fine, just a little bit of condensation from the bags, all the stuff that's in there. But me and Jed are extremely excited because today we're actually heading over to Derrick Lively's house. This is one of the starting centers for the Dallas Mavericks. Not many people know, I used to be a college basketball player. Jed used to play hoops. We are huge hoop fans. We love hoops, and so the fact we get to drop off a box to an NBA player from Top Shelf is an awesome experience, and we're gonna be checking out his systems as well. Let's make our way over, and let's go check out Derrick's place.
Derrick is a solid player, bro. I like him. I like watching him play. I'm not a big Dallas Mavericks fan, but I will say he is nice.
Reefers, we've made our way to Dallas, Texas, and we are here hanging out with Derrick Lively. Derrick, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you letting us come by, see the house, see everything, whether it be the freshwater, saltwater. Let's get right into it, though. Let's talk about this tank first, and then we'll talk about the hobby. What size tank do we have that we're sitting next to?
This is a 139 gallon, or at least up top it is. I think in total it's 150 between all the sumps. But man, this is my huge jump in the fish hobby. You know, understanding just everything that comes with saltwater, it definitely was a little big jump for me.
So you were big into the freshwater side, right? I mean, as soon as you walk through the door, you see your amazing selection. The discus are beautiful, by the way.
Appreciate
I love
that.
your discus. So when did you get to the transition when you wanted to say, hey, let's do it. Let's get salty with it?
I think it was right around actually.
Bro, that fish that look like Dory, bro, those fishes are so beautiful, man. Like, when I get a fish tank, or if I plan on getting a fish tank, I definitely want to have like, I don't know if I want to put like sharks in there, cause my uncle, he had like a shark tank, and he would have like a whole collection of like sharks, and then he'll have like other fishes in there that, you know, sharks don't really like eat or whatever. But yeah, man, I really want to get either like a shark tank, or just, you know, have like a whole. I might just stick with the fishes, like, you know, with the little the ones that look like Dory and stuff. Cause they're really like a nice asset to have in your home, man. It just gives you that, like, fish tanks give you that, like, you know, lively feel inside of your house. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always like. Like, he even got like the LED lights on the top, man, and then on the sides. Like, that's so tough, bro. Like, that's definitely what I want to do. Like, this is so insane.
Right around Christmas,
That's really
New
tough.
Year.
Okay.
And it was kind of just like the leap of faith of, like, I was just doing a bunch of research of if I should do salt or if I should not do salt, and just try to figure out if I should start small or do big. Clearly, I don't like small.
That was my big mistake when raising my fish.
Probably
not having salt water.
I ordered this tank.
You can't put fishes in fresh, like, regular water, because they can't survive in there.
And from then, it was just letting the water sit for 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and then slowly putting in some coral and it actually took me a little bit of time.
And then you gotta
for me to
filter
bring
it.
Fish.
The fish, you just said the fish. I mean, I love the tang group you got going on. And I'm gonna say, pretty surprising that you're able to have them maintain and hang out in this system. We've
Yeah.
seen a little bit of fighting here and there, but the black tang, the purple tang, the new blue tang, I mean, you've got some really nice fish in here. How'd you decide on your fish? Obviously, you have some working fish, right? You got
Yeah.
the tangs to do some jobs, but how'd you go about choosing them?
Honestly, I think it started off with, I think I got 4 clowns and the hippo tang first. Those were the first ones that I added in to make sure
Clownfishes
that
are really nice.
my
I always
water was
wanted the
good, make sure
clownfish.
all my levels were good, and everyone's always talking about the black tang. But my favorite color is purple, so it went chocolate tang, purple tang, and then the black tang.
Nice. And then, so you obviously were adding them one by one. Did you utilize this acclimation box the whole time? I know sometimes people talk about the issues, people at home watching, you know, when you're looking to add in tanks into your tank, sometimes it can be difficult, right? Introducing a new player into the game. How did you kind of go about the aggression? Was it mainly utilizing that acclimation box?
What is that? What is that? Is that like a food holder for the fish? I've never seen that before.
Crazy enough, I never used the acclimation
What
box.
is that?
I put them
Interesting.
straight in.
Straight in and no issue. Now you've used it though, but you're using it for the
The
clownfish.
clownfish, sadly. The purple tang and the black tang still go back and forth a little bit, but
Wait,
it really
is that me or
For the
the
clownfish.
clownfish, sadly. The purple tang and the black tang still go back and forth a little bit, but it really just comes down to whenever I would put a new tang in, I would add something else in as well. No matter if it would be shrimp, different coral, or just like trying to make sure I'm feeding before I'm putting them all in, so you know the new fish can go and hide.
The aquascape's perfect for that too. You have a lot of breaking in vision. I mentioned that in a lot of videos. I think sometimes people forget, you know, the fish in the natural world, they have a lot of breaks of vision. They don't see each other all the time. In a tank, you're kind of stuck in this, you know, cube area, right? You need to find ways to kind of break that line of vision. The scape is set up for you to have a lot of coral growth.
Yep.
Let's talk about the corals. We talked about you liking the flow of the LPS, got some soft corals. I know you have a couple new pieces that we brought out with us here today, so we'll definitely be putting those in during the video, but let's talk about your choices of corals, why you go with those. Looks like kind of a mixed reef overall though.
It's definitely a mixed reef, and as I was starting to do the mixed reef, I started to notice what side I kind of...
Yo, seeing this makes me feel so bad for the recent fish that I had, bro. Like, I'll never forget, bro. I had, like I said, I had a goldfish, and literally the only thing in that tank was literally like a couple pebbles of rocks on the bottom, and he's just swimming in this like little. It wasn't even like a big old tank, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a little like box, and he just kept like swimming in circles and stuff like that. Like at least with this, man, like what he got like so many varieties of like things in there, so that way, like, you know, the fish feels like at home, you know, like more room to swim around. That's so tough, bro.
tend to. The torches, the frog spawns, the hammers, they
That's
jump
crazy,
out. They
bro.
jump out at the most, because it was just really understanding of where is a specific coral going to go.
Right.
I remember I put a hammer right by the flow machine, die. So that was kind of just understanding of just where each coral is kind of happy at. You know, I kind of put the torches, I always just love to see them flow, so I had to put them at the front of the tank. And now, slowly, because my people down here, I'm getting into ganies now. So now the ganies are starting to try to take over the back part of the tank. And now it's just trying to find just the symmetry of where everybody can be happy.
For sure. I got to give a big shout out to Jed. Jed's helping run the camera this weekend. Jed was basically the person who helped connect us together. And
Yep.
I mean, I kind of was blown away. I won't lie. I was laughing to myself when Jed came up to me and said, "Hey, you know Derrick Lively, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know who Derrick Lively is." He goes,
Stop
"He
that.
watches your channel." And I was like, there's no way, right? And that's what I think is so cool about this hobby
Yeah.
too, is that there's so many people in the hobby that don't realize how many other people are into fish keeping, right?
That's
I
the
mean,
fact.
such a cool thing, right? You know, you've been watching Paul, he's on the channel with us. You know, there's just so many people you meet in this hobby, which I think is really cool. Let's talk about some of the corals we ended up picking out for you, what we're bringing in. I know we're bringing a lot of nice colors. We also brought another fish too. So
Love
we've
hearing
got
that.
some really nice stuff that we're gonna be bringing into the tank. Let's talk about some of the things you picked out and why you ended up picking them.
Let's do it. I'm ready for you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's check it out.
Gotcha.
here is really the crown jewel, the new baby of the tank, right? Your tiny new gem tank. So you were talking about how you love tangs, right? So
That's a nice fish. That's a nice
we need
fish.
to hook you up with a gem tang, and then there's a bunch of torches, a bunch of fire stuff
in a bag though, like dang. This is torture,
here,
bro.
man. So we'll be getting that in. We'll put that into the tank. But I just wanted to kind of get back to the system itself. Maintaining it wise, do you have a company coming out and working with it on you on most of your systems, cleaning it up? We talked about it offline. I think, with your job, the traveling that you do all the time, have you considered putting on, a controller? We talked about it, right? Something to have a little bit more control over the system, knowing what's going on. Is that something you've always thought about?
Yeah, it's just, I didn't know I had to take that step. And it's always better to do it and having an automatically just doing it instead of you having to remind yourself or setting a timer for you, might do it on time, might do it the right way. But it's always that human error factor.
For sure.
So just having that auto doser, me and Jed was talking, and it was just, I didn't know which one to get. I didn't know which way to go. And if I'm gonna get something, I'm not just gonna get something, throw it in. I gotta do a little bit of research, and I gotta figure out if this is the right thing for me. And like I said earlier, I'm not gonna get the little one. I'm gonna get the most expensive one, so I don't have to worry about nothing. You putting too much money in here for you to cut corners.
Exactly, cutting corners, and this is not the hobby, right? I think, and on top of it all, we're talking about animals, right? You got your dogs, you got your fish, you got all these animals, right? We care about them more than anything. I think you probably view these just the same as your dogs, right?
Honestly,
I mean, they really are.
I named probably more than half of them.
Exactly. So that's what's so cool. Let's talk about what you're feeding the fish. What are we feeding these guys?
So I do a mixture of brine shrimp and mysis shrimp, and then I'll pour that like a spoonful in each morning, each night. Sometimes I'll do a little bit more, a little bit less. It really depends on who's acting up and who's kind of getting along. And then of course I'll just figure out how much seaweed to put in there was definitely a challenge, because at first you put a little bit in and you turn away and you look back, it's gone. And then you put too much in, and then you got your whole tank is all murky and it's filled with seaweed. So it's kind of find that sweet level.
So it carries seaweed. Okay.
Like y'all said, just roll
that's dope.
Breaking it down and just kind of keep folding it to make sure that the fish gets to it and doesn't get everywhere in the tank.
Something that we do at the farm, it's a little tough every once in a while when you try to put seaweed into a tank, you have all your tanks.
That's so smart.
You want to rip it open and get that seaweed, right? I've talked about potentially an upgrade in the future, right? So obviously this tank, right? And I feel like that's the saltwater bug, right? Once it bites you, it's never stops, right? So talk about wanting to maybe upgrade. What size tank would you want to go with if you were to upgrade?
It got to be a couple hundred.
Yep.
It got to be a couple hundred, but it's got to be long enough for the light to be able to pierce to the bottom, but at the same time for there not to be too many dead zones where I can't put any coral, because that's really the love. It's just looking in there, seeing the fish cohabitate with the coral is kind of my favorite part. The hobby of just having a different environment, just sitting in your living room or sitting in your office, and you can only make it right. Anything going wrong is your fault, and you got to be able to make it right. You got to find people to make it right. And that's probably the hardest part.
That is, I think that's
bro. Yeah, like I said, man. My uncle has a fish tank, and he said that it's a lot of like when taking care of fish, man. It really takes a lot. You gotta, like I said, you gotta make sure that the water's filtered right. You gotta make sure that you giving them a certain amount of food. You can't give them too much and you can't give them too less. You gotta clean out the tank, which, you gotta clean out the tank. And then some other stuff. It's like some other maintenance or whatever. But yeah, it's really, there's really like a whole lot to maintain these fishes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel him on that, and I feel like that little system that Derrick Lively put in there, like in the back, think about doing that. I think that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough, especially like since he's an NBA player, so he's traveling city to city to verse these other teams and stuff like that. He don't got no time to like, check up on the fishes. So I think that's a W move. That's a W move.
great point. You are ultimately in control, right?
Yep.
They're depending on you.
I like the
It's
setting
really
of his
important
tank
that you
though.
go out of your
He got
way,
like a whole
you do
bunch
everything
of
possible.
stuff going on,
I
man.
ask everyone, Derrick. I think it's one of the best questions I got to see whenever Jake Adams was
With
around
the fishes
for
that we
Reefers.
had,
He asked
we
every
didn't
single
have
person,
anything
you
like
know, a
this.
piece of advice if you had to give someone getting into the hobby. You're newer to saltwater, right? So I think this is a perfect example. You know, you've done freshwater for a long time. You've kept fish, right? So you're not new to the game, right?
Yeah.
You understand how this all works. What's a big piece of advice you would give a new reef keeper, or reef keeper in general, coming from yourself?
Go slow with the fish. Just go slow with the fish, because I feel like the fish in saltwater, the fish is more trickier than the coral, because each fish has their own personality. A fish is supposed to come in and do a specific job, and they might not do a job at all. You know, it's kind of just finding the perfect feng shui of like fish you need, fish you like, and fish to kind of make everything kind of go together. It's just understanding your thing. But back to what I meant, coral, then a fish.
I love
how I do it.
That's good. You know, for us, obviously, TSA is big.
So the
into
coral's
our
more
aquaculture,
important than the
corals
fish.
in general. Fish is, that's a great point. Fish can be tough. They are really hard. Each fish is individual too, right? They're gonna act a different way.
That makes a lot
They're
of
gonna
sense, though.
Be different than another tang, right? You know, you have, say your blue tang, you know, is acting different than another blue tang in another system, right? Not every single fish is programmed like a robot to act exactly that way. But Derrick, you know, I want to say thank you so much for letting us come into your house, hang out with you. You know, we geeked out over Pokemon for a little bit, talked about freshwater, man. This has been super cool. Being able to hang out in Dallas, hang out here, check out your tank has been a lot of fun. So thank you again, man.
Thank y'all for coming.
This has been awesome. We'll definitely get these corals in the tank though,
Yes,
and
sir.
we'll get
Here comes the fun part.
for sure. It's time for the fun part.
Ooh,
We'll give you guys all
their
an
mic is
update
a little,
here at the end. We'll see all the corals in, but after we wrapped up the interview with Derrick, just a week later, he was in town on a road trip.
Do they
We
build
had
him
the
like
chance
another-
to showcase the entire TSA facility to him, whether
Oh,
it
it's
be
a
the
shopping
retail
street.
store or
I'm thinking like they're gonna build him a whole new
30,000
tank or something like that.
facility. Jed had
Still
the chance to
entertaining
walk him
video,
through
though.
and take him on an awesome shopping experience.
All right, so last week we were at Derrick's house.
And now I'm at Top Shelf.
Spent a little bit of money.
Just a little bit, you know, just a little have fun.
And Paul's here as well, and that's kind of how we met, was through Paul. I'm gonna step forward so it looks a little even.
Yeah, I'm as tall as the door, man.
So we're here shopping for Paul as well. Let's go inside.
His voice is mad
Let's
deep.
spend some money. Let's do it.
This is it, right here.
Holy hell. Yo, like, how you keep track of all this?
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, it goes on for a bit.
That room is fire.
Oh, this is insane.
That room is fire. Like, y'all can't even lie. That room is fire, man. Like, that's actually tough. It's a whole farm and a collection of fishes all in one room, yo. That's tough.
Yo, this is insane. Yo, I had no idea.
That's tough.
I had no idea.
In the shop, bro.
Oh,
Look how
no.
big they are. Crazy, bro.
Look at him. He's like a little kid
Yo, my heart beating
in a
really
toy
fast.
store.
Like, my heart is beating really fast.
All right, where's the flowy stuff?
All right.
Flowy
What you're
stuff.
gonna want to see is over
Yeah.
here.
Then you see the torches, the hammers, the ganies. The acros look beautiful, man. I've never seen some acros this big in person. You better show me something I'm gonna
Oh,
buy.
you might hit you.
Holy,
Watch your head. Watch your head.
holy hell. No way.
The torch.
Yo, that shit is bigger than my head.
There's about 50 heads in there,
I'm about
probably.
to say. That's a fish tank right there.
Yeah, that's a fish tank.
That's a house.
That looks sick. That looks
That's fire. That's fire.
like there's some stuff, but like the camera really don't do justice. That was like a jellyfish.
I think it's like right in front of you, Gio.
What's this?
Oh,
That's a grafted digi. What's it called again?
Contraband.
Yeah, contraband digi.
But like that's sick. I want that to happen in my tank.
Yeah, it's called the contraband.
Yeah, contraband digi.
Interesting. I like that one.
Dude.
I'm getting everybody something for the tank. That's all I gotta say. That's sick. I need that one. You guys gave me that
I'm in
one.
the farm right now with Derrick.
That one. I love that one. Not for sale? What's that? You know, I love stuff that's not for sale. I feel like a kid at a candy store.
Bro, I literally.
What's this?
I literally said the same thing. Like, not exactly, but I literally said the same exact thing, bro. That's crazy.
This one right here is the Riddler. That's just the regular green.
So that's called the Riddler, like the villain.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And then that's Green Dragon on the right.
Yeah, green dragon.
Green Dragon.
I like the convict. Wait, no, not contraband. Contraband.
Yeah,
What's this? I've never seen that before.
Mint Pavona. That's actually one of my favorites. It's a classic piece, but it just has a really unique.
That's hard.
Looks like lettuce.
Yeah, it's called a lettuce.
Hold on.
Is it?
I'm about to say it looked like a let.
Looks like lettuce.
Yeah,
All right,
it's called a
shows it
lettuce.
again.
Is it?
I'm about to say it looked like a.
Look at all that pattern, like on the corals. That's hard. That's really tough. Like, bro, that's insane.
Lettuce cabbage. Well, lettuce patch, whatever it's called. Don't quote me on that.
Hydro song.
So I have to
Yeah.
duck the whole time. Sorry if you're looking at my butt. Like this is like these are the biggest acros I've ever seen in person.
Yeah, that one's alright.
Like, this is insane. What is that?
Cyphastria.
What's this?
That's tough.
That's gonna. That's
That's
going
hard.
to be Death Spiral.
Death Spiral. Interesting name. That's what I'm saying. It's sticking out on this end. It's this color and it looks like this.
Yeah. What we could have it do is search the website. These are all of our coral names.
Uh-huh.
What don't we have yet?
We gotta get the multicolored one. What's the fans gonna like? What are the fans gonna like? Exactly.
We
You
got
gotta
the
be something
Daisy
bright
Dukes.
though.
Oh, the Daisy Dukes over here.
Daisy Dukes.
These bright pink.
That looked crazy. It looked like a whole bunch of like eyeballs, like just watching you. Like this looked like a I can't talk, man. I just can't talk. It looked like a biblically accurate angel. That's what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Like it got all the eyes and stuff like that. That's tough.
These are one of my personal favorites.
All right, so we get some Daisy Dukes.
Okay.
All right, Daisy Dukes, number one.
I'm liking either this one.
I like the other one that looked like a lettuce with the little
Super
patterns on
Saiyan?
it. That's like the
Yeah,
best
Super
one.
Saiyan.
That's the
I
best one.
actually need some of those.
Okay, I got you.
Give me. Did we get that one, Gio?
That's pretty clean.
Star Fox.
Star Fox.
Yep.
All right, perfect. We're getting those three.
That one's hard,
Two
too.
Corals count as one coral.
All right, we'll get the other three from the store then.
Store. All right, beautiful. Count as one.
Oh.
Is he gonna buy other? He's gonna buy other fish too, right?
Do I have this torch?
It's similar to the one we got, but not exactly.
Okay, if it's similar, no. And then you gave me a bunch of these.
Yeah, that's the one we got, like that
The
wall.
wall.
Up. Yep.
Okay. You need some hammers.
Yeah, the gold hammers.
Gold hammers
We
for
grow
sure.
all those in house, so we can definitely do those.
What's this? So there's the frog spawn. That's
Yeah,
like
the
this.
pink octo.
What's the below it?
That's just the bicolor hammer. That's this one.
Okay, so we got two hammers. So we got two corals so far.
You saw the clam?
No. What clam?
No, at your house. You have the clam.
Oh yeah, I thought you had a clam here.
I mean, I do. Big ones.
Ooh.
Those are monsters.
And those are Duraces, so that's actually the easier type of clam to keep.
Like, that'd be kind of
All right, but what size though? They got small, medium, large, XL.
Name it Derrick.
That one is fire. This one's the best one. I ain't gonna lie. It's the green one with the little patterns on it. This one right here. This one right here. This one's it, bro. I seen they had another one where it's like, yeah, these ones are fire too. But this got it. This got it.
No, we gotta get the big clam. Yo, my purple tang, they're beautiful. But the lavender tangs as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause you got one.
Huh?
I remember that was the first time I heard of one. I was like, ooh, I like that.
Achilles stack. That guy's beautiful.
I put the powder blue over the Achilles.
Yeah. I can see
But
that.
the powder blue is too weak. Not a hardy fish.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This is my favorite fish. But I can't have it with the coral. Like when they're young, they're beautiful. Because they stay that way when they're big, or no, they change color, right? Exactly. They go like yellow. They go like this guy around the corner.
There's none of this.
He knows a lot
I
about
swear
his
y'all have
fishes.
one. So what's that?
Looks very
It's a
similar.
majestic.
Majestic.
You have that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a nice fish.
was quite the adventure here in today's video as we were in Dallas, back here in Orlando, but I wanted to give a big shout out to Derrick for...
All right, man, that's gonna be it for this video, man. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all let me know what your favorite coral is, with, you know, fish, the whole 9 yard. And I'll catch y'all in the next one, Step Crew. Love you guys, bro.